Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of Ain't That Right? I'm your host, Doug Beck, here on the Coastal Sports Digital Network, part of SR1029thegame.com. Yes, we have reached that point in the season where we head back down to Georgia as Ray Charles Lovely sings us in Georgia, Georgia, the whole day through. We're live from Augusta, a tradition unlike any other. The Masters. Why do we pay so much attention to the Masters? Why is it such a big to do? It's super inclusive. It is the premier country club event destination, probably in the world. You can't just walk up and play, right? You have to be invited. Members got to vouch for you. And then along with it, specifically during the tournament, there are really stringent rules that don't necessarily apply to today's day and age. However, it does something very poignant and very specific. It makes us reset. It makes us focus on the entire process, right? And on this program, 3Gs with DD, growth, race, and giving back, we're all about the process. So I was trying to think to myself, how can we weave in a little bit of that master's magic, that amen corner, and apply it to our conversations? And then it didn't take that much time for it to really hit me, because the Masters is sort of like the reset of the entire golf season, right? It's the first major of the year. Things get kicked off, and in true Masters fashion, if you're there as a patron, you're there in the galley, you're hanging out. No cell phones, no smart watches that can record stuff. You're not allowed to hoot and holler and scream until the shot's on the green, et cetera, et cetera. They're very big on the etiquette of golf. They're very big on the particular disciplines of golf. You can't run. They limit the amount of people that are there. Like it's very event focused. They purposely strip away everything else so that the only thing that you are concentrating on is the course, the players, the pace of play, the outcome, the trials, the tribulation. It's a chance that we see specifically that someone, they kind of grow up right in front of us. Maybe it's this maturation of like Roy McIlroy had for all those years to finally getting his jacket, having his 15 minutes at Augusta. But purposefully, this event, it focuses on exposing both the strengths and the weaknesses of the golfers. Like it's made to be demanding, right? It's made to be a tough course. But the course itself, it rewards the preparation. It rewards the discipline. It rewards the grace and staying calm in the midst of the storm. because we all know that the weather can turn on a dime in Augusta, and it has, sort of like the Open, the British Open, whatever you guys want to call it. But our life mirrors that. We can be extremely disciplined. We can be extremely focused. And then there's something that comes up that's going to shake us. But because of that preparation, because of our priority practices, our daily disciplines, our reflection, we're staying true to the course. We're focusing actually on the course, on the growth, right? These fairways, the fairways of our life, they're demanding. They can be narrow. They can be tough to navigate. But if we're staying committed to ourselves, we're staying committed to our goal, we see where we're going. We're getting to the green. We're getting to those good places in our life. That doesn't mean you're not going to go through a couple sand traps. Doesn't mean you're not going to go through some rough. Or you're going to be on the fringe. It's not always glamorous. You know, they talk about par saves. How many saves have you had in your life? Maybe someone's put a hand out, a hand up. Maybe someone has helped you along the way when you may have been struggling. Maybe that caddy, that mentor whispers in your ear and it's like, hey, I know you want to go for it right now, but maybe you should lay up. You're going to have another opportunity. Don't waste all the energy at this moment. We highlight our master's moment in our life, but we have these moments. We just had the NCAA tournament. They had their one shining moment. We have many moments through our life where we see and can visually quantify and physically quantify those breakthrough moments. It happens. We can see this. You can look back and say, you know, it was right here at this moment when I chose to go left and everyone was going right. When I chose not to go out that night, when I chose to invest in that educational program, when I chose to be the bigger person in a discussion or an argument. Sometimes the best way to win an argument is to walk away from the argument. You are growing in these moments. The amen corner, right? Most revered three holes in golf. But it's meeting that pressure with your discipline to have effective decision making, being resilient, staying engaged, preparing and doing what it takes for you to get to your green jacket, to get to your moment. You need to have that je ne sais quoi, right? You have to have that grace, that it factor, that air of essence, the elegance under pressure. You can't freak out. Things are going to happen. Of course, they're going to happen. It's life. Commitment to the etiquette. Why do we follow these rules? Why do I prescribe to these disciplines? Why do I commit myself to this? And in that silent preparation, in the silent movement, you're respecting the process and respecting the growth in the tradition and the going through it. How many times in our life have we overreacted, overcorrected, when all we needed to do was just be silent and observe, lay up, pick the moment when we have to go for it. It teaches us this course, this event, this tradition, unlike any other, Jim Nance again. You know, it teaches us about being composed. And one of the greatest skills that you will find, and we've mentioned this in previous conversations, in an individual, and it's not always the person who you would immediately identify on the surface. That grace under fire, elegance under pressure, the composure in those moments of chaos, when the fairway is crazy, when the wind is going everywhere, when the rain is coming down, when the rough is all over the place, when you're in the sand, the composure in those moments, that's what you are aspiring to be. Because that composure puts you in a position to take the next shot, not to be all flustered. Okay, this one didn't go as planned. On to the next one. But what am I doing from it? I'm learning from it. I'm taking the information from it. I'm putting myself in a better position. So the next time this comes around, the next time that I'm faced with this in my life, this hurdle, I know how to go about it. Not only for the prescribed outcome that you want, but also for yourself and how you deal and how you handle and how you navigate. Because you can go through a lot of things, you can get a good result, and you can be completely turned upside down and crazy, wacky, wonky. You don't want to get to that point because then you're existing in this realm where everything is just completely out of line, but you're trying to push through and you have no steadiness, no stability. You don't have the respect for what you're doing. People go and they work out and everybody hates the person. It's like slamming the weights around, throw them on the ground. Slow down. I know you're lifting weights. You don't need to slam them. You need to get on the treadmill. You don't need to run 12 miles an hour, 10 miles an hour. Can you? Of course you can. But you try to do that every single time and you apply that to your life. If I get up there every single time and I'm just like, give me a driver, give me a driver, give me a driver, give me a driver, it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. But carrying yourself with grace, the three G's with DD, in those moments, you're carrying yourself like that because when people are watching, it only amplifies what's happening over here when people aren't watching. So if you're going to be reckless and crazy over here, when you get put in those situations in your life on a public forum, it's just going to mirror it and expose it more. It's going to amplify it. But you want to stay poised. Life is going to hit you with a gust of wind. Life is going to hit you with a bad lie. It's about showing up, honoring that moment, being like, I got it. I'm respecting it. I'm going through it. They're going through it. We're on this journey. It's not ending right now. I'm going to keep moving along to get where I want to go. Giving back to yourself in those moments. Well, how do you give back? Because we are about giving back. We're always giving back. Of course you are. You're always giving back. It's not just about accomplishing something. It's about the responsibility of going about something in the right way. It's about the responsibility of going about things in a manner that leaves a legacy for you. Yeah, that person persevered. That person was a good reflection of matriculating through all of life's obstacles to get to this particular rung on the ladder. And then they engaged again because of priority practices and disciplines. Bringing everything from the masters as our example. You have this spring, right? There's this anticipation of going out, of, you know, moving into something that is important in your life. You've taken the time, you've prepped, your disciplines are in place, you're ready, and now you're on the big stage. You've graduated school, you've gotten your master's, you've taken that promotion, you've sown your oats, you've cut your teeth, now you're ready to be in something full on and committed. You can't do that haphazardly. You have to be willing to grow, remain calm, take the corrective criticism, take the love, take the hurt, Be open, be conscientious, face the challenges. There's something different about Masters Week, purposely. It's like our life sometimes. It's not loud. It's not flashy. It's not Instagram. It's not social media. It's not on a boat, right? It's not like that. It's not trying to be anything more than what it is, right? And how does that apply to us? That's the message. You're not trying to be anything other than what you are. And in that, we find our personal excellence. Your personal excellence is constantly evolving. It's constantly growing. It's constantly maturing. If you're tending to it, remember our conversations about the garden, about the trees. You're honing it. You're sharpening it. Talking about the chefs and their creativity and their giving back and their skill set. We referenced our great culinary friends from the Taste and around the country. Everyone who is proficient at their craft, we see the loud moments, but behind the scenes, it's the commitment, it's the discipline, it's the showing up when no one is watching you. It's not loud, it's not flashy, it's not glamorous, it's dirty. It takes hard work. There's going to be blood, there's going to be sweat, there's going to be tears if you're really giving it your all. And the Masters remind us of that because it strips away all of the distractions. And in its simplicity, it raises awareness of excellence. Every year, when people walk down Magnolia Lane, we've all seen the shots. It reminds us of the three G's. It does. Growth. You don't get to Augusta by accident, right? You don't get there by accident. You have to earn your way into that tournament. Early mornings, practice sessions, priority practices, disciplines, the courage to keep doing what you're doing, even when the world says, sorry, I don't think so. I'm going to count you out. You don't belong here. You're not going to be the best trader. You're not going to be the best salesperson. You're not going to be the best firefighter, nurse, teacher, accountant, parent. It takes growth. It takes commitment. It takes effort. It is golf's truest mirror because we love reflection. Everyone's talking about it now. Let's jump on that bandwagon with them. We've been ahead of the curve. Sorry, not sorry. It shows you exactly who you are, where you're at, what you are doing, and who you're becoming. Just like in life, if you choose to engage in something that is going to take you where you want to be, it will expose you all of the goods and all of the bads, and you're growing and you want to be in an environment that pushes that. I want to be challenged at work. I want to be the best partner. I want to be the best podcast host. I want to be the best parent, brother, sister, uncle, aunt, cousin. I want to be the best version of myself. I don't want it to be mail it in. Am I going to have mail in days? Hit the Murphy button and walk out the door. Of course. We're all going to have mail in days. But we're not growing on those mail in days if we fall into that non moved, content laziness, right? We have to be happily content with movement, with growth. The master's course, like life, it's going to humble you. And that's one of the biggest downfalls of today's day and age. We are afraid to be humbled. We deny when we should be humbled. It's difficult. Humility is one of the most difficult gifts, graces to take on as an individual, to actually hear that you may have been wrong, to actually understand and comprehend that you may not be the greatest and best at anything, that you may have to learn more, that you're not prepared for this yet. Holy cow, right? Because one bad bounce, one gust of wind, 1 inch off of our line, we make one little decision and it can throw everything off. So if we're not prepared to be humbled in those moments by making those decisions, you're never going to make a decision. You're just going to sit around and wait. You've got to take action. You grow by taking action, but you need to have the grace to persevere through it and the humbleness to say, okay, I see what you're doing here. I got you. You don't want to make these conscious decisions that are rash, out of whack, all about me. I don't need to grow. I'm the greatest. I'm the best. Because then you're put in a position where now every ounce of energy that you have, you're fighting to maintain that chaotic nature that you've established. I gotta stay on top of this. I gotta keep up the front, blah, 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 blah. And meanwhile, underneath the surface, you're just devolving, man. You're just evolving. Great ones, great people, great individuals, great relationships, great businesses. They take that burp. They take that pause, that moment of, okay, hold on, let's breathe. And then what happens? They reset. They respond with poise, with elegance, with grace, with class. The grace is not about perfection, and we've mentioned this. It's about maintaining the composure amidst all the fire, amidst all the flame, amidst all of the recklessness that's going on, all the chaos. That's grace. Being steadfast in the crucible when everything is trying to break you, you're composed. You don't let the moment define you. You define the moment by maintaining your standards. Giving back. You are inspiring everyone around you by your example. You're leaving things better than how you found it. You are being a testament to the process, a testament to the discipline, a testament to poise and composure and focus and follow through. You're not just winning. Winning is great. That's a byproduct. All those things will come along in their time. They will all have a residual benefit. That byproduct will always be there. But if all of that is stripped away, what did you leave? That's what you're giving back. Oh man, that person was a real a-hole. Yeah, they went through it and they were pretty good at it, but man, oh, horrible attitude. Okay, that's, I don't want to emulate that. I don't want someone else to emulate that. And this person had a responsibility to themselves and, their community and everyone around them, and they actually made a difference. Well, how'd they make a difference? Because they're lifting everyone up by their example. And then, because of the byproduct, they're able to take those resources, they're able to take that network, they're able to take that connection and filter it down and out and start the process again of growth, grace, and giving back. So, whether you're watching this week, keeping track of it, navigating life, as we like to call it, putting on the backpack, getting out there, getting on the 5 train, getting on the 405, grow through your challenges. Carry yourself with poise, elegance, and grace. Give back in the ways that are going to outlive you. Ain't that right? Move in such a manner that you are leaving an indelible mark of goodness, of impact behind everywhere that you go. In the tough stretches that are ahead, be honest with yourself. Be humble. Identify and name the places where you're vulnerable. That's the only way you're going to grow. When I look at a team and I'm assembling a team and I need to say, we need a better wide receiver. We need a better offensive line. I don't just close my eyes and keep going through it and expecting a different result. Well, the same applies to us. That's our growth. Yep, I need to not do this. Why? Well, here's what happens when I do. I need more of this. Why? Because when I prioritize this particular aspect of my life, I see marked results. What are areas in your life that you can sit down right now and identify and say, okay, like the Masters, where's your amen corner? But where is life testing you? Where is it testing your discipline? Where is it testing your preparation? Where is it testing your follow through? Where is it testing your heart, your mind, your soul? You're always going to be challenged. How you meet those challenges, that's what's going to define you. That's what's going to give you the opportunity to grow. Having the poise in those moments, the grace. It's our difference between reacting irrationally, emotionally, or responding with purpose and intention. Silence, observation, carrying yourself when not only things aren't going your way, but when things around you aren't going the way that you would like them. There's plenty of moments, and we can all think about them as we listen to this, where we have actively chosen, and you're not being passive. Don't get me wrong. People be like, oh, you're just being passive. You don't want to engage. You don't want confrontation, blah, blah, blah. There are moments where we have chosen to be the bigger person, professionally, personally, relationships, over getting into a state of frustration. Because we control the state that we want to go to. A lot of times, yeah, the environment's a factor. We get that. And obviously, you need to do what's in your power to make your environment better, make your relationship better, make your business dealings better. However, the energy that I give to that, how I reflect it, how I mirror it, how it comes out in me, that resides with me. I might not like something. I might not agree with something. I may not even want to be around or involved with. However, life will sometimes dictate that you are. So you can persevere and move through that in a graceful manner, or you can be a real a-hole and a real B. To each your own. You have a choice. Murphy button it out. But what you're doing in that moment is that you're leaving that legacy of how you're going to reply, how you're going to react, how you're going to respond. And it's very difficult to break out of those patterns and correct the impression that it leaves on other people, places, and things. Because we've all heard, I'm a changed person, I'm a changed woman, I'm a changed man, I've been. Have you? Because I've got 35 examples. But you could have your conversion moment. You could come to Jesus moment. Your Saul to Paul, Martin to Tours, all that kind of stuff, right? Like you can have all that, but The world is going to look and say, ah, there you go again. For as good as a golfer as John Daly was and Tiger Woods was, people have very mixed opinions because of behaviors. Some people get a pass, other people don't. So it doesn't matter. You come out, oh, I'm reformed, I'm changed. In that moment of giving back, you've already established it. Why? Well, because when you were growing and you were going through, look at how you reacted. Now you expect this. What are you talking about? So be mindful of that, right? Be mindful of the poise and the reaction under the pressure while you're growing, because what you're giving back may not be what you want to give back. So let me give you our Masters uh, DD challenge for the weekend. Enjoy it. It's supposed to be phenomenal weather. It was great today. It was like 49 to start. Supposed to be like 73 by the end of the day. I still don't know what the deal is with the pimento and cheese sandwich, and there's a lot of listeners here below the Mason Dixon line. I got something with pimento, man. Sorry, I can't. I can't do it. I mean, would I eat it? Yeah, I mean, I guess I would eat it, but it's not going to be like number one choice. And obviously, too, like it, it's going to be like warm. I don't know if I want like a cheese sandwich. I don't know. It's not me. But here's my DD audience masters self growing challenge for the weekend. Um, Growing. All right. Do one thing that is not necessarily in your comfort zone, right? So something that stretches you. It could stretch your mind, it could stretch your emotions, it could stretch your understanding. It could be just challenging yourself to not necessarily see something in a different light, but just exposing yourself to it. You know what I mean? Make note, number two, this is our grace component. Right? Make note of one situation that normally upsets you, triggers you. I I hate that word, but a situation that triggers you. And not only respond calmly, and I'm not saying you purposely need to put yourself in these situations to pick a fight or be in a situation where you're looking for a reaction. You may do this self reflecting as well. But how would you respond in a more poised and calm manner in those moments? If I was faced with this, because we can tell ourselves we want what we want to do. That's why when people train, when people meditate, when people exercise, when people take up a martial art, whatever it is, you create this muscle memory. Well, you also have mental memory. And if you say to yourself, I'm going to respond like this, I'm going to respond like this, I'm going to respond like this, in those moments, you are more apt to respond in that manner which you have told yourself and programmed yourself, I'm going to respond, not, oh, I can't wait for someone to start with me. I can't wait for someone to start with me. I can't wait for some. Listen, someone is going to start with you then. The problem is you've told yourself, I can't wait to confront this. But when the rubber hits the road, you may not be prepared for what's on the other side of that. But how can you respond calmly in a situation that normally upsets you? I'm going to be in line today. I'm going to have to pay for my groceries. I'm going to go to the convenience store. I'm going to go to takeout. There's going to be, I'm going to get so frustrated. Why aren't these people prepared? Okay, chill. You still need to get in line. You still need to pay. It's only one cashier, one register is open, which is a whole other issue. But you can't. You're not going anywhere. All right, relax. No need getting ticked off about it. And probably the most simplest one, right? Our giving back, because we're giving back by our example. One, start with being a good example for yourself. Be a good example to the people around you. And if given the opportunity, help somebody out. Simple, little things. It could be holding the door. Could be paying someone a compliment. Now, granted, I know people are all wigged out and freaked out about compliments nowadays. You know, Listen, I say everything in good faith, and yeah, if not, I just tell I'm an old man, so usually it's washed over. Help somebody out. Don't expect anything back. You see something laying around, clean it up. Why? Leave something better than you found it. You go through the toll booth, you have an extra $3, $4, pay the toll. You get in a coffee, like a coffee, not like, a $17 Starbucks mocha frap, double whip, light, skinny, oat milk, extra, no. So like a coffee. Help somebody out. Why? Because it makes you feel good. It makes us feel good. It makes us grow. It makes us be a better version of ourselves. But stay humble with it. Why? Because someone's always watching. Someone's always watching. You don't need to put yourself nowadays on blast just to pat yourself on the back. We got plenty of people on TikTok, Instagram, Reels, Meta, whatever the hell it's out there right now, doing that for you. So if you're going to be out there, you're going to grow, you're going to have grace, you're going to give back. Let's do it in a nice way. Let's pick each other up. Let's help the guy, the girl on the fringe. Let's get out of the sand together. Let's get up on the green. You might three putt, you might two putt. It's all right. You made it there. You persevered. You came through. On to the next hole. Everybody, please enjoy this Masters golf weekend. Enjoy the nice spring weather as it finally comes into its hole. Eventually, I'm hoping that Mother Nature will figure this out and the Northeast corridor ish will stop getting these, overnight freeze warnings. That's where we can get some, vegetables and plants in the ground and we can have a fruitful summer harvest. We talked about that as well. So we're going to work on that, clean out a little bit of space, prepare, get ready to start some new ventures, and just keep moving forward. Three G's, DD, growth, grace, giving back. Ain't that right? Postal Sports Digital Network, SR1029thegame.com. Be sure to check out everybody on the platform. Coverage of events coming up. Look below, see what's up there, what's happening. Davey Lopes, yes, he has passed away. He's with the Phillies. He was a bench coach, third base coach for the 2008 World Series team. And great guy, great guy. But shout out to his family. Condolences, Godspeed. Lots of other news going on in the sports world as the NHL season winds down. If you are a follower of my X page at the Duncan Dad, you'll see many alludedness to the Upper Bowl podcast. Please be sure to check that out as well. We discussed the Buffalo Sabres and their turnaround and the Philadelphia Flyers, dare I say, playoffs. I don't want to speak too soon, but it could happen. And we like to think we have a little bit of a say in that. Even being a Rangers fan that I am, I know. Oh, just wait for the lightning to come through the window. Um, it's always good. When traditional teams are good, people tend to tune in and watch. So I hope you have a weekend unlike any other. I hope it's fruitful. I will see you on Tuesday, and we will enjoy another edition of Ain't That Right? 3Gs with DD. Have a good weekend, everybody. Take care.